What is up, guys? This is the Gothic Kitten, and today we're continuing our Gothic 1 Let's Play. So last time, let's drink a speed potion. Last time we actually got into chapter 4, which is insane to me. Suddenly everything is going so quickly after such a long chapter 1. I think this is my 16th part?
There was a time when I led a very different life. I was one of the best generals of this country. I've spent my whole life fighting for my country. But the nobles didn't like me because the king listened to my advice, and they knew I posed a threat to their dirty business. I hadn't counted on their insidiousness. They used the king's wife to get me. I was blamed for her pointless murder. King Robar had no other choice. The services I had rendered my country saved me from the gallows, but they robbed me of my freedom. One day I'll be free again, then I shall return and take revenge. I shall have my revenge.
I cannot say how random that is. Anyway, this is part 16. Meanwhile, my potion ran out and everything. This is part 16, and we're already in chapter 4, while I think it was like chapter 9, 10, or 11 that we got into chapter 2. So suddenly everything's speeding up tremendously. Now, last time we were given a transportation rune to the new camp, and we're supposed to deliver it to the Magicians of Fire as a token of goodwill, which is really nice of them. And we're going to be the people delivering it. Now, I'm gonna see what the fastest way is for me to get there. I'm pretty sure I could get there the fastest way through here. And in the meanwhile, I have checked the chest on the platform at the monastery. And the column is just there. It's not there for any reason in particular. Just literally there. It used to be in the original game they made, because obviously they'll make like an initial game and then they will alter it based on bugs and whatever they find. And when they altered it, they did not take it back out, but they did take the whole mechanic out that it used, because it fell in the wrong direction. This is all what I read, though. But it was on the World of Gothic, so I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be accurate. So apparently, because you had to push it from the left and it fell in a wrong manner, it never made it to the initial game. So the column is still there, but it doesn't do the falling mechanic anymore, because it was to no avail. But they do say if you acrobatics at the right moment in the right position, that you can get there. So when I do some off-screen and stuff, because we might go around and kill as much as we can again. Although I'm not sure if I should do it off-screen. I have a feeling that there's going to be random things happening. So I might actually just record it, but then we're going to try and get there, but I'll cut out every failed attempt because we might be there for a while. Now, what the hell? Why is everybody leaving their posts? What are you? Probably Milten? Yeah. What are you doing here?
They are all dead. All dead. I couldn't help them. I was not there.
Calm down, Milten. What happened?
They killed the Magicians of Fire. All of them apart from me. And I was close to death as well.
You'd better tell me the whole story from the beginning. One thing after the other.
Okay, keep cool, Milton. Keep cool. It all started with the old mine caving in.
The old mine caved in?
Yes. It all happened very fast. Nobody in the mine made it out. The guards blocked the entrance to the mine.
I met Gorn.
Really? Where?
By the old ruined monastery by the sea. The two of us searched it for treasures.
I'm sure he'll tell me all about it when we meet again.
Lester and I took out the mountain fort.
He told me about it. Apparently, you can be trusted.
Where have the four of you been meeting so far?
Oh, here and there. We meet in a lot of different places.
How could the mine cave in?
I have no idea. Some of the diggers who were waiting in front of the entrance said something about a massive earthquake and a huge cloud of dust coming from the tunnel.
Were you there?
Yes, that's where I learned about the cave-in.
What was that you said about the magicians of fire?
I only know that they were killed by the ore barons shortly after the mine caved in. When I returned from our adventure under the Ring of Stone, the guards at the gate suddenly attacked me. They shouted words like traitor and collaborator at me. I had a very narrow escape.
Why would the ore barons want to kill the magicians? It doesn't make sense.
That's right. The guards just didn't give me any opportunity to ask. They drew their swords immediately. Perhaps Diego knows more. He was in the camp when things got worse.
You should hide, far away from here.
No. Diego and I agreed to keep an eye on the two gates and to warn our unsuspecting friends from the other camps. Please talk to Diego.
Where can I find Diego?
He's hiding on the other side of the old camp, near the back gate. Please talk to him. See you later.
Okay, so I guess those are the guards. Now I know getting closer to them will get them to attack me, and there is like several people in the camp that you cannot kill. They're just by default unkillable, kind of like the children of Skyrim. And I don't know why these guys are running from me. I guess they were running from me that one time, but not the second time though, not when I reloaded. But so basically, if you come near any... I'm actually not sure if it's any people from the old camp, but definitely near the camp, they will try to kill you. Which is kind of why I wanted to join the old camp, because I guess when you're from another camp, it kind of makes sense, but as a member of the guards, it's ridiculous that they suddenly turn their back on you. I'm also not sure why they do it. Is it because the mine collapsed and they lost their minds? I don't know. But, you know, I don't understand why we can't give the transportation rune to Milten. Because technically he's a magician of fire. But I don't mind it. Now we have a teleportation rune to the magicians of fire, which they totally could have given us from the start instead of these scrolls, but whatever. So now we have a teleportation rune to the sect camp and to the new camp. I highly doubt having one for the old camp is any good. Now you can get in there. There's a lot of people who for XP purposes will go into the old camp and kill everybody that they can kill. But it gets messy because there's some people that you cannot kill. I don't remember who they are. There's at least... I think the people that do the winches from the gates, and then like maybe Gomez or Raven or one of the high people. Could, however, kill Scar and take his sword, but seems like a lot of work.
Hey, shh, be quiet.
Hello, Diego. I've already talked to Milten on the other side of the camp.
Okay, so you already know what happened. But did you also hear about the planned raid on the free mine?
How could the old mine cave in?
One of the diggers who survived it told us that they were digging, and they hit an underground river on the bottom level. When the water gushed into the mine, one of the supports broke, and the entire upper section collapsed. Only a handful of people managed to escape from the mine.
Why are the fire mages dead?
That's a long story.
Just tell me about it. It's not the first long story I've had to listen to.
Well then, luckily I was in the ore baron's house when they got the news that the mine had collapsed. Gomez was hopping mad when he heard about the accident, and he was afraid that his position could be at stake.
Of course. Who controls the ore controls the colony as well.
That's right. Since he has no source of income anymore, the goods from the outside world won't come in anymore either. Nobody will work for him if he doesn't get another source of income soon.
And that's the reason for the raid on the free mine?
To be honest, that's Gomez's only chance to maintain his power. 2 hours ago, 24 guards set out for the free mine.
That's mad. I need to warn the new camp.
Then you must hurry up. They'll have almost reached the free mine.
But they never get through the fortifications of the new camp.
They don't need to get through them. A few months ago, they found a path that leads over the mountains and right to the free mine, and nobody else knows about it.
I've seen the guards in front of the locked gates.
Stay away from them. They'll attack anybody approaching the camp. They are afraid of somebody avenging the raid on the free mine.
But what happened to the fire mages?
Coristo and the other mages were the only people in the camp to remain rational. They forbade the raid and demanded a settlement with the 2 other camps.
They forbade Gomez to raid the free mine?
Well, yes. Coristo and the others shouldn't have been so self-confident. Gomez didn't trust them anymore and had them perfidiously assassinated.
I don't even know what that word means, perfidiously.
What are you and Milten going to do now?
We'll stay here for a while to warn some more friends so they don't bump straight into the guards. But you could do us a favor.
Consider it done. Tell me what you want.
Look out for Lester and Gorn. They need to know what happened here. Tell them that the 4 of us will meet at the same place as always.
If I see them before you do, I'll warn them and send them to your meeting point.
Thanks, my friend. You really seem to be an all right guy. Go now. We'll meet again later.
Do I have skill points still?
Can you teach me something?
Yes, I can teach you to improve your dexterity or your strength. I can't teach you anything. You don't have enough experience.
Okay.
Your skills in using the bow and the crossbow have improved. Come back soon. There are many things you need to learn.
Take care.
So, now I don't know if he wants us to go back to the places where we left him, because Lester said he was going to stay in that position and learn about books. All the fire mages are dead and the situation is getting out of control. Diego wanted me to tell Lester and Gorn about a meeting with him and Milten in a secret place. They don't seem to be doing this the first time. Okay. And then I have to warn the new camp as fast as I can and inform Satyrus about the incident. I hope that I'm not too late. Now, what I can do, what seems to be the most logical thing to do, is to teleport to the Magicians of Water and tell them.
I'm glad you returned. Something terrible has happened.
Let me guess, the free mine has been assaulted by the guards from the old camp. Nobody saw them coming?
Hang on. How? But of course. You found out about it in the old camp. Gorn arrived here just before you did. What could have caused Gomez to dare to take such an aggressive step? He should be aware that such a heinous act can only provoke war.
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
Collapsed? Of course. Then the whole thing makes sense. Gomez has his back to the wall. He's more dangerous than ever. Now that he doesn't have anything left to lose, he'll do anything.
Gomez has had all of the Magicians of Fire killed.
Had them killed? Why in Beliar's name would he do a thing like that?
They were against the attack on the free mine and opposed Gomez.
Then we're all doomed. Without the other 6 magicians, we'll never be able to control the concentrated power of the massive ore mound. But in spite of that, I thank you for passing this dangerous message on to me.
It's not that bad.
I have been exiled from the old camp because I have helped you.
You don't belong to the old camp any longer? Then I welcome you to our community.
Does that mean the mercenaries will take me on?
Talk to Lee. He'll see to it. Then come back to me.
When you sent me to the Magicians of Fire, you mentioned there was somebody.
Well, I had hoped we could make it without his help, but the way things are developing...
Who is he?
All right. Many, many years ago.
Give me the shortened version, please.
Be patient. Well, when we, the 12 magicians, created the barrier back then, our magic powers were directed and controlled by a 13th magician.
A 13th magician? I thought there were only 12.
Most people who did not experience the early days of the colony believe that. This 13th magician was our leader. All this took place before we were divided into the circles of fire and water. But he left the old camp, which was once the only camp of the colony.
What is this 13th magician called?
His name is Zardes. Hardly anybody remembers the old stories about him. The ones who do just call him the necromancer.
Why did he leave the old camp?
He started to investigate the invocation of undead and magical creatures. Gomez was not the only one who began to worry. Most of the other magicians opposed him as well, and his unholy deeds.
What happened then?
Unlike Gomez, he was no butcher, so he avoided the conflict and left.
Where is this magician today?
He lives in seclusion, in his tower in the middle of the Orc land. That's just about the southernmost point of the colony.
I'll make my way to Zardes and ask him for help.
He's the only one that can help us now. If he knows no way out or doesn't want to help us,
He will.
there is one other problem.
Being?
A problem?
Yes, over the years we've tried to get in touch with Zardes several times, but it looks like he prefers to remain undisturbed.
What does that mean?
None of the messengers ever return from his tower. You'll have to find a way to get past his creatures.
Looks like this is going to be interesting. How will I get past his creatures?
If I knew that, I would tell you. I'd advise you to do some research in our library. Maybe you'll find something in the old books about the strengths and weaknesses of magically invoked creatures.
I'll rummage through the library, and don't worry, I'll be back.
May you return in one piece.
Hello.
Hi.
I met Diego and Milten in front of the old camp.
That's good news.
They want to meet you and Lester at your usual rendezvous.
Thanks. There's nothing more valuable than good friends in troubled times like these. You're almost one of us by now. You're reliable.
What have you got planned now?
Our entire defense strategy will have to be changed. That takes time. Until Lee and his people are ready, I'll join Cord's Provisional Guard.
Are you planning a counterattack?
Not yet, but the day will come. If ever you're looking for me, start here and walk towards the mine. I'll be on guard there.
Okay. So that was a lot. Okay, what is... I assume this is the library. Battle of Ferrand. Well, we already have one, but... there might be multiple, We're just taking everything. Huh. Okay, let's see. Let's read these. Only who has been confronted with these creatures that came from the elements can truly understand how much respect these magical beings will teach an adventurous wanderer. The Stone Golem. These colossus of stone are nearly invulnerable in battle. Swords, axe, and blows do not seem to do any damage to these monsters. The only plausible report of a battle against such a Leviathan was written by a mercenary. He reported how the blunt hit of a warhammer causes cracks in the golem until it finally burst apart. It's what we saw earlier. That worked. Ice Golem. The ice golems are somehow related to the stone golems, though their physical substance seems to consist of water. Any familiar weapons seem to slide off the surface of this icy being. Adventurous wanderers be warned of this creature's icy breath as well, because it surrounds the unsuspecting with a pillar of ice. A magician of fire reported an encounter with such a creature, but apparently he didn't see much of a threat in it. I guess that makes sense, use fire on ice. Fire Golem. According to reports, these fiery beings can convert their victims into a sea of flames with only one touch. It was only last year that a group of hunters met such a walking mound of embers. There is no report on the outcome of the encounter, but apparently lightning bolts and ice had some effect on the hellish creature. Okay, so just kind of make sure that you have some magical spells on hand. Now, Lee was giving us his life story earlier, but we need to talk to him.
It was obvious. Hello.
The old camp has banned me. I'd like to join you.
You've done much for our camp. I can make good use of men like you. Let's keep it short. Welcome to the new camp, mercenary. Here, take some armor. Good that you're here with us.
Thank you. Oh wow, that's a lot. Yes, this.
I need better armor.
You'll first have to earn your armor. Apart from that, they don't come cheap.
Give me the heavy armor.
This armor is the best piece you'll ever get inside the barrier, and believe me, it's worth the ore.
I love how it's like, you need to earn it.
What do you think about the mine?
They've gone too far. They'll be sorry for it.
And then he just, you know, gives it to me. Okay, so I think this armor will be better. So we have a regular guard's armor and then a heavy mercenary armor, which I think is just the equivalent of a heavy guard's armor, but we just never get the chance to get it. So I'm running now, but I'm actually thinking. Oh, I have to go back to Satyrus for this? That's a good thing that I read that. So I'm thinking about finding Lester first to tell him about the meeting. Seems like a legit thing to do, so we can actually finish that one off, because I don't know how hard it is to get to Zardus. Greetings.
Greetings.
Hilarious.
Lee has admitted me to the mercenaries.
Good. Very good. Then you are now officially a part of our community. Be welcome.
Nefarious said I was ready to wear the robe of a magician of water.
Then I welcome you to our community.
Does that mean that I now belong to the Guild of the Magicians of Water?
Not yet. First you need to take the Oath of Water. May you return in one piece?
Do I have to join them? No, I don't. Like, I guess I could just to get like the light rune, get the circle, but it takes skills points, and right now we're just not investing in it. In the second one, I might try to get some more magic going on, but I don't know if they still work with the circles. I'll have to check into that. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, let me think about this. Yeah, we're going to fast travel to the sect camp, so that's number 4. Where life just goes on as it is. How did we still not find a better weapon? Gonna drink this, and we're going to look for Lester, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's outside this camp and then past the Orc Cemetery through the Bloodhound area. And let's hope no harpies respawn, because I'm gonna be in a very bad mood if they did. Because then we have to go through their horrible, horrible sounds again. This tree and I have a personal vendetta. I always get stuck in that tree. Anybody else get that problem when they're playing Gothic? And it rarely happens to any other tree in the game, just that bloody tree in particular. This potion is lasting pretty good. Any Any respawn? Not that I can see straight away. How am I supposed to know where Zardes is though? Did I get like a map or something? We'll have to check once we've talked to Lester. Wow, I'm impressed with the duration of this potion. Keep running. Ah, it's gone. But it pretty much got us where we wanted to be. So I am going to assume he's somewhere in the library because he said he was going to study some books. Mind you, I have no clue where the library is. Oh, there he is. Easy enough.
How are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing here?
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
So?
All the magicians of fire are dead. Gomez had them assassinated.
It won't be easy to straighten that out.
I met Diego and Milten in front of the old camp. They want a meeting at the usual place.
It was about time.
What happens now?
I'm gonna stay here a bit longer to study the old books.
I don't understand.
Master Iberian used to say, a student tries to move things with his hands and feet. The master moves them with his spiritual powers.
Okay, I get the point.
Take care.
Thank you. I'll be on my way now.
May the sleeper protect you.
So I told everyone now. Okay, and the quest is gone. Not here. Okay, the 13th magician called Zardes lives a secluded life in a tower right in the middle of the Orc land. If I agreed to go there and ask for help. Writings. Okay, what do we have here? Satyr's focus map, Iberian focus map, and a map to the old mine. Okay, so we don't really have a map to where he is. But let's try and figure this out. So the Orc land is the part in the bottom left that is not filled in, I assume. So there's also no way to get a map because people can't make them because they do not return alive from that area, which makes total sense, and I do not understand why I was stupid enough to think there's a map for it. But so we could get into that area if we go to the area with the bloodhounds and then continue our way over the bridge, I think. I haven't saved this whole time. Because I am a genius. Just one wrong jump and it would have been all for nothing. Okay, hold up though. That looks like a tower. We'll take a 1 minute one. Because there's not really a point to having the potion if you're in an area that you haven't been yet. Because you still have to kill everything. Respawn? No. They don't have a tendency to respawn the high XP creatures as often. Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. I'm starting to doubt that that's an actual tower. And I'm also starting to doubt that this is the way we need to go. Maybe we should just go to where Pablo was? Near the old camp? Or, you know, the two dudes guarding the entrance to the Orc lands? And just get in from there and maybe we can see the tower already? We can like take out some creatures on the way there. Don't get stuck, don't get stuck. Okay, perfect. Although Pablo's route could also work, because it's closer by. As long as we just get to a tower, apparently. And I know it was Orclands, but that orc standing in front of those ruins kind of threw me off. I feel like they should ease us into it. First non-orcish creatures and then work your way up. Now the question is Pablo gonna attack me? Is he still? Yeah, he is. Oh wow. And he packs a punch too. Why am I calling him Pablo? His name is Poncho. So I'm thinking he's dead, but I'm not 100% sure. Bonus for maximum life, we will take that. Same with this one. Oh wow. Like I kind of want to drink it, but I kind of don't because there's also dexterity on it. Yeah, I need to continue healing. Got a little distracted by my amazing potions. I don't know which way to go. Oh, I know how to save though. It's probably the worst idea ever. It didn't do that much damage, so we're good. They're like the wolves of the Orclands. I'm trying to remember if this is the only game that has orc dogs. I think in the second game they're actually just like wargs. And I think they still make a distinction here, but I'm not. Like I said, they might be in the second one as well. Who knows? I will soon. You guys will soon too if you keep watching the videos, but right now we don't know. Get off this. That was it? Well, that wasn't a lot. I guess I shouldn't have expected a lot either, considering we're in the middle of, you know, middle of nowhere. Is that a tower? That might actually be a tower. Is it his tower though? I don't know. But I don't know, this feels like a good place to end our video. Hope you guys had a great time, and I will see you next time on the Scratching Post.